Phil Bentham, a referee of some 6 years senior experience. Well, shielding his eyes from the sun, John. It's a beautiful day out there.
It's a beautiful day, and isn't it a great stadium? Packed full. There's the Rhinos colours to our left, Ray. The Casts, black and amber, to our right. And there's two teams ready to go into battle. Two sets of gladiators with a massive prize at stake.
And we're underway. Castleford in the yellow. Castleford receiving the ball, but good driving there from the Leeds pack, particularly Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Cass bringing the ball forward. Perhaps the underdogs in this game, the Castleford Tigers, but they've had plenty of battles in the past with Leeds, and always a great spirit between the two. Rob Parker there on loan from Salford, just trying to get away from that line. Plenty of experience in this Castleford pack. Paul Jackson and Stuart Jones, Martin Aspinwall, all played at the Challenge Cup final before.
That was an excellent defensive set though, Ray, from the Leeds Rhinos there. They restricted the yardage of the Castleford forwards, and because they put all that working in defence and kick pressure at the end of it, Rhinos start with the play of the ball 40 metres away from their own line.
Leeds desperate to get back at Wembley. 1999 since their last victory. Baderas working and acting half back there to Peacock. Good charge from the England skipper. Lulawai, good burst there. Number 8, Kylie Lulawai, played in the Exiles team earlier this season, on the last tackle. Sinfield, delicately placed. McColdrick takes it well. He's a big man, he's a tall man, McColdrick. He's lost it. Still going. But he took it well, didn't he?
He took it well initially, yes, but Nick Youngquist there really alert and on hand to help Ryan McGoldrick out, and interested to see there the first Leeds kick, very much a high one, but what a great offload there from Brett Ferris.
Terrific offload. Castleford just moving that ball forward. Stuart Jones. Parker again, looking, I think, to play for a contract at the end of this season and possibly a place at Wembley. Danny Orr, his 400th career game. Webb.
An intelligent kick there, wasn't it, Ray, from Danny Orr, just toe poking it along the ground there, making Brent Webb retreat into the corner. And look at Castleford there, 3 men in the tackle, driving the Rhinos back.
I certainly think, John, in the early stages of any Challenge Cup game, position on the field is vital.
It certainly is, and it's a time when both sets of forwards really test each other out.
And that's exactly what they are doing. Baderas just looking for another willing packman, but he finds Rob Burrows, who does find a forward in Delaney. Wants the centre, now operating in the back row. Burrow again to Sinfield. Again, looking to set up the position. Doesn't quite get a long enough kick in. Picked up very well there by Richard Owen, number 5.
Yeah, positioned himself very well there, didn't he, Ray, to catch the ball on the fly, but Leeds will be happy they slowed him down for that first tackle.
Owen ideally placed there, playing on the wing today, but he has experience at full-back. Castleford, chase, good ball. Oh, beautiful ball. Kirk Dixon just couldn't get away. Good tackle there with Sinfield and Watkins. Still Castleford on the attack. Milner, chase again. Good dummy, good play to Orr. Orr and Chase operating here in midfield. Not the best of passes. Well, no prop forward. Should we expect it to put a final kick in? Still in play. And bouncing around. Ben Jones Bishop. Oh, he picks it up very, very well. This youngster is still going. Terrific run out of the in-goal area, John.
Yeah, it was a marvellous kick return there, but it was a very scruffy end, and that allowed it to be a fractured kick chase. And didn't Ben Jones Bishop take real advantage of this? It just picked the players off one by one, looked for the space, and got great yardage.
A young man who was on loan at Harlequins for 12 months last season took good advantage of it. Rob Burrow. Peacock again. We'll see a lot of Peacock in this opening 20 minutes, trying to drive a wedge down there at first receiver. Burrow again. McColgray. A lot of kicking so far in the game, John.
Well, it's as you indicated before, Ray, it's all about field position. You look after the ball, you get a bit of field position, and you play your way into games like this.
Both packs testing themselves out here.
Good work there by Nick Youngquest. It was a quick play of the ball. That quick play of the ball meant the markers weren't set, and Dixon picked up and immediately took the yards and forced the marker, Brett Delaney, to have to tackle him. So good work by Youngquest early in the tackle count, returning the ball from the Leeds kick.
All clubs, John, looking for speed at that play the ball and momentum. Oh, terrific kick.
Well, fortune favours the brave there. They went for distance and it landed in the field of play, but skipped outside. It's a great place to start the set for Castleford.
5 metres now from that Leeds line. Danny Orr slips back inside there to Martin Aspinwall. Che, good dummy, well held. Well held by Delaney, a metre short. Milner gets the ball out there, short pass. Good tackle there from number 19, the younger man, Callum Watkins.
Offside, I think.
Yet another penalty. No, I think he's talking about ripping the ball out, John, there, the signal he gave.
Ball steal.
Whatever,
yeah,
it's a penalty.
He's given the ball still. You're exactly right there, Ray. But again, it's another set of six in great field position. And as yesterday it was St Helens putting Wigan under pressure, in the early parts of today it's the Castleford Tigers putting the Leeds Rhinos under pressure.
Rangi Chase just calming people down, I think, with that little kick. Setting up Jackson, number 8. Milner again at the Atin half back. Oh, good strong burst again by Parker. Good switch. Milner going for the line. Oh, he can't get over. Just held there on that line. Rangi Chase. Oh, pushes it out wide. Oh, not the best of passes. Danny Orr got back very, very well, but he wasted a tackle there. Just 2 remaining, John.
Yeah, great defence, wasn't it, from the Rhinos there, taking space and putting Castleford under pressure. And you can see lots of ball hitting the ground at the minute.
Well, John, that was a shocking sequence of passing by Castleford. Terry Mattison must be wondering, what has he been coaching them for all week?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about composure and not getting caught up in the emotion of the occasion. And perhaps Castleford were guilty of that there with the tackle 4 and tackle 5 plays.
They just seem to freeze on the line there. Leeds coming back again. Tried and trusted. Jamie Peacock. Badouris, good run. Oh, he's got some space. No, he hasn't. Good covering back there by Brett Ferris, number 13. But it's Rob Burrow. Burrow going himself for the line. Can he get over? No, he can't.
They were good plays, though, those last 2 tackles. First of all, Danny Badouris picked up and he exploited the space around that ruck area, and then almost immediately Rob Burrows was on the back of that. And look at this defence now from the Rhinos.
3 men moving in. It needs 1 or 2 big plays here.
2, move, hold, go.
Castleford again, just bringing that ball away. The wingman there, Richard Owen, helping out. Oh, good tackle.
4, move.
Well, that's tackle 4, Ray, and they're just outside their own 20-metre zone, so great defensive set again by the Rhinos.
5, move! Hold, fellas.
They really are offensive with the tackles, aren't they?
They are. They're attacking through the defence. This is a high-risk
Good
play.
movement. But they're running well now then. Will he put the kick in? Yes, he will. A chase. Ben Jones Bishop is there, but he's isolated. Oh, he beats one man. He does well. Twice in 5 minutes that young man has recovered. Got Leeds out of trouble, John.
He is a quality rugby league player, isn't he? The youngster playing on the right wing. And you'll notice there that Brent Webb was pulled up as a fullback, but the right winger swept across as a bit like a pendulum and picked the ball up there and alleviated the danger for the Leeds Rhinos. Some marvellous work from Ben Jones Bishop.
Young number 19 there, Callum Watkins, been injured for a considerable while, a knee reconstruction, but now thankfully fit and well. McCaldry.
Well, it's been a bit of a harem-scarum start, hasn't it, Ray? The ball has very rarely been out of play. It's been in play virtually all the time, and it really will be now. It will be affecting the players. They'll be feeling it in the lungs. They'll be gasping for oxygen.
And both sides have had their chances, John. They both had opportunities close to the line. Danny Orr. Owen again.
4, move!
Playing considerably in midfield. Well, I expected these two props to get through a lot of work, Jackson and Parker, and they really are in this opening section.
Yeah, they're having to, because that's where the battle is at the minute. And Brent Webb will be a little disappointed there that the ball, it did an unusual bounce to kick by him, and it's a good chase once again from the Castleford Tigers defence.
Very good chase by the number 16, the hooker, Adam Milner, just 19 years of age. Sinfield. Hall and Damien, any news down there?
Yes, I'm just making my way up to Dean Widders, who's at the back of the stand. It's a bit of a trek. I'll come back to me, Ray, in fact.
No problem.
Yeah, a bit of enterprise there around the left-hand side for the Leeds Rhinos, and you know, one more tackle before we see what type of last tackle play Kevin Sinfield will conjure up.
Strong run there, but met equally strong tackle by Paul Jackson. Sinfield again. Oh, good towering spinning kick. Oh, it's a bad bounce. He's taken it. It was spinning and spiralling. Well, now he's given a penalty against Castleford for so-called holding the man. Let's have a look at this, John.
It was a cracking kick from Sinfield, a spiral bomb there that McGoldrick did well to recover, but one of the Leeds chasers was actually interfered with on the chase, and referee Phil Bentham there adjudging that Danny Orr took the player out, and Leeds not hesitated in tapping the ball and trying to turn this into their advantage.
Pressure here then from Leeds. Kylie Luluai, the big Samoan prop. Sinfield. Oh, now then, was that knocked down? No, it wasn't, says the referee. Leeds back on the 10-metre line. Plenty of boos from the Castleford fans. Can't understand why. And that's bottom corner. 3 metres now from this Castleford line. Still Cass nil. Leeds nil. Oh, beautiful ball! Can he get over? It's a forward pass. A forward pass. Quickly called against Jamie Jones Buchanan. Good movement. Just overran the ball player.
I think it was Robert Hicks here that made this call. It was very much the touch judge on the far side, Robert Hicks, that made the call. But you can see there that Sinfield took the ball right to the line, Brent Webb, and it was a short pass for Jamie Jones Buchanan, but that was a good call there from the touch judge.
Castleford then still in position, but struggling here, and we hear that Damien's now in position there. Damien?
I've got Dean Widders, the 18th man for Castleford today. Dean, what do you make of the start Cass have made?
It's been pretty solid, mate. We've just got to play some footy down there and hopefully wear these big Rhinos guys down. I think late in the half, we can take advantage of it.
There was a lack of composure near the Rhinos line a few minutes ago.
I think that's the nerves coming out and, a little bit unorganised there. But, Danny Orr's out there, mate. He'll take control of the ship and he'll steer the boys towards half-time.
Thanks, Dean.
I hesitate to say it, John, but we've not seen a lot of Rangi chase in the game so far.
No, it's very much a forward battle at the minute. It's very much all about not making errors, completing your sets, good kicks with a good chase for field position. But at some stage there will be a lack of concentration or whatever, and that will be the element that will open up this game.
I'm sure he will be involved at some stage. Sinfield, who is always involved, good running there by Callum Watkins, but again, Kirk Dixon equal to the tackle.
That's a good carry, is it, from the big second rower Delaney.
He's enjoying himself in the second row, John, isn't he, from that centre spot. Again, Leeds running well, out wide, putting all the pressure. Oh, he's dropped it.
Yeah, I think Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Ray, there, he might well have been thinking, could he get his arms free for the offload? And he was looking around the corner, but
I think he was trying to flick it back, John,
certainly was trying to offload the ball in the tackle there, but no doubt about it, it was a knock-on. And once again, that error has let Castleford off the hook.
Not much between the two sides there. Defence is well on top here then. 16 minutes gone, still no score. Following the pattern of yesterday afternoon's game. But I'm sure we'll have quite a few points by the time of the second half. It's very warm there, very hot. These players will tire. Ferris. McCaldrick here, coming up in the acting half back. Plenty of experience at standoff. Chase.
Quite happy, the Cast Tigers there through Chase just to put the ball into the corner, and interesting to see Kylie Lulai is replaced there, so the Rhinos trying to inject a little more energy in that middle channel.
Peacock again, well held though, but makes good ground. Leeds constantly attacking at the moment. Baderas, Burrow, Buchanan, Jones, oh! Well, Carl Ablett didn't really seem to take that ball knowing quite what to do. He was in two minds when he took the ball about what was he going to do with it.
The ball movement was all a little hesitant there, and that final pass from Jones Buchanan to Ablett wasn't the best above his head, but there was just no purpose, no intent with that ball movement. There need to be a little more direct, so that they're buying a little bit of space for the outside three quarters.
Castleford with the ball, still looking for the first score.
Hold, go. Two, move.
Milner to Chase. Ferris. This is better now. Can they get the ball out? Yes, they do. They got an overlap out wide. Oh, good tackle.
Great defensive read from Burrow, wasn't it? They had an overlap, but he came in there and snuffed the danger out.
Ben Davis on loan from Wigan, number 31, doing good work there, moving it down that short side and putting a good pass out here again. This is better. Chase slips back inside there to Martin Aspinwall on the final tackle. Chase again. Delicate, chip over. It's all on here, takes it well.
That's great skill. Absolutely first-class skill from the youngster Ben Jones-Bishop. It was a teasing kick. There was lots of pressure. In fact, there's a penalty for tackling whilst he's in the air.
Yeah.
But Ben Jones-Bishop's arms outstretched, very much as an Australian rules player, just plucked the ball out of the air to defuse the danger. What first-class rugby league from the youngster on the wing.
Ben Jones-Bishop, one of 10 former academy players in this Leeds outfit, would you believe? Leeds tend to be considered a very cosmopolitan international side, John. Yeah, 10 academy players.
Yeah, 10 academy players, and they're all pretty good, but they've got some good marquee overseas players such as Badeiras and Webb.
Here now with Ablett, Rose for a forward pass, but Mr. Hicks on the far side, eagle-eyed, says no this time. Leeds attacking down that short side, Badeiras getting away all the... They're beginning to let Badeiras run a little bit too much for my liking. Burrow, Sinfield, Delaney. Still come back with Sinfield. Oh, throwing it behind him. Back again.
A nice little passage of play there from the Rhinos, just keeping the ball alive, and let's see what they're at hand for this one.
Badeiras, he's going for the line! Oh! He almost got it down, and he was rolled back. Terrific defence there from Castleford. They saved a certain 4-pointer. They've just got to hold on to the ball here.
Yeah, Badeiras said to keep everyone by surprise, but what great online defence from the Cas Tigers, and then now it's up to the big guys to do the hard yakka and really work the way from their own goal line.
Move! They are moving slowly from that goal line, and that's a good run. Excellent run there from the acting half-back position there by Kirk Dixon, showing that wingman speed. They're on the halfway line. Final tackle, Langy Chase. Hall, no problem with that.
Well, very significant rain, that clearing set from Castleford Tigers. There was a magnificent tackle first of all here. McGoldrick did really, really well to get underneath the ball and prevent Badeiras from scoring, and then the two wingers really worked hard to clear the ball upfield so that they could turn the ball over with a good kick in the Rhinos 20. But fascinating game at the minute, Ray.
All those hours spent in the gymnasium, John Waite's worth it there for pushing back.
Well,
here,
yeah,
Carl Ablett with a cut over the eye.
Yeah, it's cut there, but you're bound to expect that. There's a bit of a head clash there between Ablett and Martin Aspinwall. But it was a magnificent online tackle from McGoldrick. I agree with you, Ray. It is about the time spent in the gym, but his technique was first class.
And can we get down there to Damien again?
Ali Laurititi, the Leeds forward, who didn't make the squad today. Ali, as tight and as tense as you expected?
Yeah, it is. Cass have come out, firing, and they're playing some good footy, and the boys are holding them up indeed. But yeah, it's a tough, well-fought game.
Jamie Jones Buchanan got over the line. A good call from the referee. Looked like a forward pass.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever's been called, it's called, and it's just a tough game. So I think anything goes at the moment. So we'll see how we go.
What do Leeds have to do to take control of this game, do you feel?
I just try and hold on to the position and just keep going forward and try and play them down there.
Thanks, Ali.
Cheers, mate.
I like how you call that, John, a bit of a head clash. He's got about 4 foot of bandages round his head.
Yeah, well, it's the semi-final of the Challenge Cup, Ray.
It is. Oh, that looked a forward pass. That's a good pass. Ben Jones-Bishop just can't get away. Good covering there by Rangi Chase. But it's Leeds on the attack. Burrow looks for support. Sinfield. And offside. Well, it looked a forward pass, but it's offside.
Yeah, Martin Aspinwall, I don't think, retreated back there, but we've got Nick Youngquist in the background as well, was having treatment, but Kevin Sinfield just going to try and get some points on the scoreboard, because it is knockout rugby league, Ray. The prize is massive. It doesn't matter whether you win by 1 point or 101 points. It's Wembley at the prize.
I think you've played this game, John. I played the game, and you know 22 minutes after nil apiece, it's worth going for a goal for confidence, isn't it?
It's worth going for a goal, but it was Aspinwall there offside from the overhead shot, and a good call by referee Phil Bentham, and Nick Youngquist there, who's coming towards the sideline.
And he looks distinctly groggy, John. He's taking a bad knock.
He certainly does, and
Kevin Sinfield, and the record point scorer, goal scorer for Leeds, looking for 2 points. And this match running very similar to yesterday. Remember, the first points were a goal. Here we are. And the first points today are a goal from the prolific scorer Kevin Sinfield. And I think that 2 points to nil, John, gives you an indication how both sides have weighed up that this is very, very tight. It's going to be very, very tight, and even tighter.
It is going to be tight, and it could well go down to the wire, but you've got to be prepared to win the game in minute 80 if that's what's necessary, just as Castleford Tiger demonstrated earlier in the Cup against Wakefield Trinity Wildcats.
I think, John, perhaps many might say, you know, why not keep the momentum going with this modern game? But I think as an ex-player, if you've got 2 points on the board and you are leading, it is a massive confidence boost, isn't it?
Well, it's knockout rugby league, Ray, and that's basically the top and bottom of it. And interesting to see that Youngquest has been replaced by Willie Isis, so that's meant that Kurt Dixon has pushed out onto this left wing, and Isis has taken up the centre position.
4.
Jamie Jones Buchanan, another one of those local academy players for Leeds, and Ryan Bailey getting through a lot of work, forcing his way down there. But it's Sinfield who is masterminding this Leeds operation. Oh. Never do it the easy way, Ryan.
It's a very, very difficult kick to take, though, because it's spiralling in the trajectory. It just dips all of a sudden, and there's Willie Isis' first involvement.
2.
These modern balls, though, John, are so light, aren't they?
They are. That's a great catch, isn't it? It might be well be unorthodox, but it was eye on the ball all the time. Just what you should teach the slip fielders or fielding in the outfield, because it was a really difficult kick to reel in.
And Ryan Hudson, very experienced player, coming off the interchange bench in his second spell with Castleford.
5. Move. Hold, Leeds. Hold. Go.
Danny Orr
Not play that.
just keeping the pressure on this Leeds side. And Damien again down there, some news.
Yeah, just some news on Nick Youngquest, the cast centre who came off with a bang to the head. It was a blow to the temple. He's slightly disorientated. They're going to give him a few minutes to try and gather his senses. He's a part-time model. Sometimes doubt whether rugby league's the right career option for him.
Oh, very, very silly by Brett Ferris there, lifting up once the legs are above the horizontal. That is a penalty.
Yeah,
and he knew instinctively when he'd done it, John.
He did. It was just unnecessary, that, because they'd halted the momentum. They could have put him to the ground, but it's the hand between the legs, taking him past the horizontal, and a poor kick there, so the mistouch.
Well, they've got away with it. But you could see by the expression on his face, he thought, well, what am I doing here? Nonetheless, Castleford, Ben Davis there. Hudson, good ball. But good reading of that pass there by the Leeds defence. Castleford playing a lot down that short side. Davis again. This time to Jordan Thompson. Chase. McCaldry coming in dangerously. He's a big man. He only needs a gap to force his way through. Chase again. That's a good kick. Taken well by Webb. But he's hauled over the line. Oh, terrific play by Castleford. Leeds will have to drop out. I was only thinking, John, these high kicks to Leeds, in the likes of Brent Webb, Benz, Jones, Bishop and Watkins, they're not big men, are they?
Well, but that was a great... It's the chase, really, that's magnificent there. It was a high kick, and then it's Stuart Jones there, and it's Joe Arundel, who've really worked so hard with the leg drive after the contact. See there, the leg drive to push him over the in-goal area, and that's earned Castleford a repeat set, another set of 6. Great defensive work from the kick chase.
It's moving along.
Chance for another set of 6 then for Castleford. The fans on the terraces, all clad in yellow, in good voice, roaring them on.
Move! Hold! Go.
Davis getting through a lot of work.
2!
Well, Ray, would you sense that the momentum has switched to Castleford since Leeds took that 2 points, so it may well be working against the Rhinos.
Here they are now. Moving the ball well down this left-hand side. Brett Ferris. Hudson having a go himself. Made a big difference here, this man Hudson. Driving away. Chase. Good ball. Oh, he's lost it.
Well, it was a great piece of defensive work down this right-hand channel.
Good chance there for Willie Iser, just couldn't hold the ball.
Yeah, it was Badeiros' last action there before he was replaced by Danny Maguire, so be interesting to see now whether Burrow goes to dummy half and Maguire plays the more orthodox halfback.
Neither of these two sides, although they've sort of forced their way down the middle, we've seen a lot of good defence. Neither have got any sort of fluency in their play, John, yet.
Well, it's very, very edgy, as we described yesterday, and very nervy, but this guy will certainly inject a spark against tired limbs.
Danny Maguire. Just coming up to that half hour, just still that Kevin Sinfield penalty goal, the difference for Leeds, 2-0.
2, move! Go.
Willie Iser getting into the play. Chase.
3,
I think Leeds are quite content for Chase, who appears to be standing off rather than really going for the gap, John.
Well, they're really policing him very, very closely, but they're having to police Ryan McGoldrick as well, who's been having a pretty good game, linking up in the line frequently.
Chase again. Little chip over the top, puts the pressure on Webb. He's got to get away from that line. He's caught there. Can they get him back again? No, they can't. Did well to stay in play there. Ooh. Ryan Hudson setting his stall out there for Callum Watkins. It's getting tough. It's rough. That's how to run at your man. Ryan Bailey, he's not shirking anything. In again, there's Hudson. Maguire. Burrow. Oh, that's a bad pass.
That's a brave pick-up, I'll tell you as well.
On the 5th tackle. Burrow again. That was a ricochet. This is anybody's ball. Oh, well picked up.
And well chased there by Carl Ablett.
Penalty.
But spoiled all his good work, Ray, didn't he? It was an excellent chase there. Turned an indifferent kick that was almost charged down into a good one, but I think they're looking at whether there's still a bit of blood.
You could see some animosity between the two there, couldn't you?
But there we've got it. Held down by Ablett. Great chase and just spoiled it by just trying to buy that extra half second.
Well, he's certainly in some difficulty there, John, to say the least. Did you say we had somebody modelling in...
I think there's Damien that referred to Nick Youngquest. Well, I don't think Carl Ablett will be modelling tonight.
move!
And you said it was a bit of a knock. Anyway, back to the action.
2, move! Hold!
Chase. Willie Iser.
3rd, move! Hold! Go!
It's interesting, John, just 4 tackles missed in the whole game so far. Oh, bad pass.
Yeah, well, he tried to isolate the short side there, and it just shows the commitment to defence from both teams. 3 tackles missed by Cass, 1 by Leeds. But Chase there trying to isolate the short side defender, but he read it very well once again, this youngster, Ben Jones-Bishop.
Sinfield putting Delaney through.
3, move, hold, go.
Maguire looking to open out here.
Move.
Jones Buchanan. Burrow. Good movement from the... Oh, now then, was that knocked down by Castleford again? Yes, another set of 6.
Held.
Cass moving in very, very quickly, restricting Leeds' normal open style of play. Clarkson there getting the ball away. Watkins.
Move. Hold, Cass, go.
Webb. Watkins again. Good. Haraki rather. Good running down the right there by the former Crusaders player.
3, move.
Ian Kerr, a couple of new forwards suddenly injected into this match. Burrow, good running from Burrow to Maguire. Oh, just can't get through. Terrific tackle there by Stuart Jones. But Burrow now, he's causing the problems. Bailey, can he get over? Oh, he's lost it. Play on. And Castleford are coming away.
0, move.
Well, did he lose that, or was that taken from him?
No, he lost it,
There's
John.
1, 2, 3 in the tackle.
He just put it in his arm.
I don't know about that, but McGoldrick had to do that to prevent the try. But he's got away with it. It's better to act rather than reason when it's like that. You're defending your own line.
Oh, I thought he just put it in his arm, John. Not to worry. It's all action here around this Rook area. A lot of driving and running by Hudson. Burrow similar for Leeds. Richard Owen now trying to
Hold, go.
get a good platform for this Castleford side. Chase to Hudson. He's lost the ball.
Well, another error there from the Cast Tigers. 5 apiece now, which is too many really, because they'll be talking about ball control, looking after the ball, ending the sets, and they just need to remain composed, because this is when fatigue's setting in the 6-7 minutes before half time.
Jones Buchanan.
2.
Just one appearance short of his 250. Good ball from Maguire. Watkins, good go here. Ben Jones Bishop kicks it. Can he get it over? No.
That was good ball movement though, Ray. Really was. Very, very clinical ball movement there. No hesitation whatsoever. Lovely pass there from centre, Watkins to wingman Jones Bishop. A little toe poke through, and McGoldrick had to be there to rescue the day. But that's earned them a repeat set, and some good rugby league down there right-hand side from the Leeds Rhinos.
A lot of these players, John, seem to be breathing very deeply so far. It's very warm and muggy down there, isn't it?
Well, it's not only their exertions, it's the emotion of the occasion as well, but this is when you have to dig deep.
Leeds just beginning to open the play out a little more now. Well picked up there by Ian Kirk, former York City Knights player.
Go. Ryan, get tight.
Maguire.
2. Move. And hold. Wait. Go.
Sinfield.
3. Move.
3 more tackles remaining. 10 metres from that Castleford line. Burrow again to Maguire. That's good ball out wide. Oh, not the best of passes, but here's a chance. The Hall at the corner, driving in. Good tackle. Terrific tackle on Ryan Hall there. Burrow with the short pass. Would he have been advised to have moved it out? Castleford are all bunched around that ruck area. 5-6 men on the last tackle. Sinfield, nice little kick. Oh, good take.
Very good defence there from Rangi Chase.
I think he placed it down.
He did, yes, he grounded the ball. A little bit of handbags afterwards, but nothing to worry about.
Just a little tete-a-tete behind the post, John. Nothing in there.
No, for a challenge. It's fine. Right, come in. Just in them situations, everybody just stay calm. I'll speak to him now. Okay? Everybody stay calm, yep.
stay calm when you're over the line, John.
Yeah, well, Rangi Chase had done the job. It's a lovely little kick there from Sinfield, and Chase drops out of the defensive line, sweeps round the back, and he grounds the ball there. So
Yes.
that's the game finished with. And anything after that is really irrelevant because he's grounded the ball, and it's a repeat set for Leeds.
Kevin Sinfield was saying he was trying to pick it up, but of course it made no difference, John. It had been grounded dead. Just less than 4 minutes remaining in this first half. The winners to meet Wigan in 3
Forward
weeks'
pass.
time at Wembley. Forward pass.
Well, Leeds Rhinos are renowned for playing a flat type of game. They really do play upstream, and they do take it to the very extreme, going out the line with flat balls. But you see there, deemed that Maguire's pass was just a little forward. It certainly released Ablett on the outside of Owen, and should it not have been called forward, it would have been a try. But that's what he's out there for, referee Phil Bentham, to
Good
make
calling.
calls such as that.
Castleford then, as the clouds that gathered overhead for the last 10-15 minutes break apart, blue skies and hot sun coming through again here at the Keep Moat Stadium, Doncaster. Castleford under pressure. Chase. He's being well watched by this Leeds defence.
That's a very good carry there from Jackson. I mean, valuable yards there to take the Castleford Tigers up to halfway.
Really
Surrender.
ice it, no way through.
Stand. Hold. 5.
Just a couple of tackles remaining. Hudson, good one down the short side.
Backwards. Play on.
Play on, says the referee, can he get it in? Oh, no he can't.
And back off Leeds. Leeds ball.
An oval ball can produce a cruel bounce, and it did then.
Yeah, well, that's one of the few half chances of the half there. A little kick there from Ferris. It looked as if Sinfield had cleaned it up, but it came free, and Ferris just backed his ability to toe poke it forward, but unfortunately it just bobbled over the sideline. That definitely was a half chance for the Tigers.
Hold.
Just 90 seconds remaining here in this first half. That lone Kevin Sinfield goal in the 23rd minute, the difference between these two sides. Now then, a knock on. Castleford, Paul Jackson rushing to get the stop. The clock stopped, and it has been stopped.
Well, that could be absolutely vital, Ray, there. It was he lost the ball whilst playing it, did Ryan Hall, and 20 metres away from your opposition line, just 2 points down, with a full set of 6 coming up to half-time. It's a great situation for the Black and Amber side Castleford to be in.
The problem with the modern players, John, they tend to start playing the ball immediately. The grass has just left their knees, you know, they're not upright.
Well, they're trying to play as quickly as possible, but it certainly worked against Hall that time.
Too quick, in my opinion. Ball here now. Castleford going in. Here's a chance. Oh, I think he's over.
Just short.
Oh, he's inches short. Terrific tackling then. Castleford have got the advantage here. Willie Iser knocks off Sinfield. Dixon driving in. 3 Leeds tacklers there. The seconds ticking down, 30 seconds remaining. Rangi Chase. Jackson having a terrific game. That was knocked out. That was offside, surely. A kick in the chase here. Ben Jones Bishop is racing for it.
Well,
it'll go into touch.
You could see the reasoning behind that with time running out, but
Well,
just
was
not
that knocked down,
executed.
John?
Well, I thought the Castleford player lost that, and just Ablett played on. He certainly didn't ask any questions. And you could see the thought process there behind putting boot to ball and backing Jones Bishop pace. But that's the last act of the half, Ray.
Well, there's no time to take the scrum. The best chance for tries for both sides came down those little grubber kicks and little chips over the top. Defences, as we can see, have been well on top. 2-0 for Leeds.
Into the cauldron of the Challenge Cup semi-finals marched the two Yorkshire sides, and they have matched each other for power and pace. Leeds thought they'd scored with JJB, but a forward pass, said referee Benson. Castleford have hung on in there, 23 minutes with no points, so Kevin Sinfield took the chance of 2 when he could. Good, strong defending from both sides and plenty of Greco-Roman wrestling going on out there. Carl Ablett, by the way, looks like Hannibal Lecter, and he's shown plenty of man-eating capabilities. Castleford went close at the end there, but just 2 points on the board so far. No tries, just that one penalty from Kevin Sinfield for Leeds. Well, you would not have predicted that. We thought it was perfect conditions for a high-scoring match, but that is not what we've got at all. It is very, very tight. And in terms of possession and territory, well, Leeds edge both of those, 57% and 52%. Penalties conceded and errors made. Leeds have conceded 3 penalties, Castleford 4, but the errors, it's very, very tight. It really is. I mean, all of those figures are so close, and that is reflected in the scoreline. Brian Noble and Justin Morgan watching this with me. Honestly, you would never have said that was going to be the way the first half went.
I just think it shows how much it means to both teams, because we've seen Castleford scramble by their fingernails to keep Leeds out at the last minute when they were making yards up the middle, and then we see at the other end Castleford have the opportunity, and the safe sell thing, that try-saving tackle on Jones towards the back end. But what I do know is all the effort that they've put in with this first half and the weather conditions, I think we'll see it broken open in the second half.
That's right. And which side to you then, Justin, do you think has the greater depth of fitness, a fit squad?
Well, I think Leeds, most probably because of the possession that they've had to do a lot less defending. You just got the sense in that first half that Leeds were going to score, they were going to score. So I think Castleford will go into half-time very, very pleased. And I think Terry Madison will be challenging his team to defend well. We keep defending like that and holding them out, they're going to see some more errors from the Leeds Rhinos, and that could prove a good field position for them. And
they certainly can't go in there regretting what might have been or could have been, but we can certainly have a look at it. And the Jamie Jones Buchanan, was this a forward pass or not?
I don't think it is. I mean, it's very difficult to high angle there, but I think the player is going forward that passed the ball to him, I think it's Brent Webb. Yep. Here we go, there's a different angle of it. I think he's going forward here, looks like he's going to pass. That looks like it's backwards to me. I think a little bit unlucky there. We've seen them called at different times, but obviously whether it was the referee or the touch judge, it's a forward pass. There's another opportunity down the short side of it. This is a great opportunity for them. I think that one is definitely forward. They had an extra man there. They could have put that through the hands and possibly scored a try anyway.
Another version of events there, and you've got to say the touch judge on the ball there, because that is slightly forward. And but I just think at that point in the game, Castleford were just hanging on, weren't they? You know, we thought Leeds would score, which might break the game open, but they hung on there, and unlucky not to go in ahead, Castleford.
Both sides have been very, very close, haven't they? And Ryan Bailey had a big chance for Leeds again. What did you make of this? Well,
Ryan McGoldrick has to play at this ball, and Rob Burrows causing a threat, and he's just going to stretch out and try and put the ball down. Well, he actually passes it and gives it to Ryan Gold. I think it's a great call from the referee. Play on every day of the week. And here we are. He's highlighted he's going to take Ferris, O'Line, Davis, Ryan McGoldrick. There's all good full-backs in the mix there, right towards the death. If he's not there, that's a try. So it's difficult to say it's a strip, and it's not a strip. He's trying to put the ball down. I think he's got every right to play for that ball. And
you mentioned Stuart Jones. How close was this for Castleford? Very.
This was a nice bit of ball movement. This fantastic here. They switched to the direction. Chase coming back across the ruck. Couple of decoy runners. Got an inside man there. Orr does fantastically well to hold the ball up there. Jones, you think he's going to get there, but again, last-ditch effort there. Maguire's in amongst it. Jones Buchanan there. He wrong-foots Ablett there. Great play by Orr. This is their first bit of attacking play that they really put on there, and it's a fantastic tackle. I think it's Kirk that's around the legs there, and Wella Oraki comes across to add some weight along with Jones Buchanan.
So what do you think now? What's being said here to the Castleford players then?
I think Castleford, Terry, will be looking for a little bit more. The difficulty for Castleford, I think, is getting to the right parts of the field. They've managed to get there with a couple of penalties and an error from Leeds, but when they're there, they look really dangerous. That's the part of the field they want to play in. I think the loss of Youngquest was a blow. I think Chase here is not quite had the fluency, but we've seen when they're getting the right parts of the field, he's trying to open something up, and it's his passing game at the moment. He's a smart cookie. What he's going to get an opportunity to run at some stage, and he gets away with one here because he's over the head of Jones Bishop there, and he'll be, phew, thank goodness that one went out. And in the main, his kicking game's been okay, and I think Castleford have chased really, really well. and that's been part and parcel of them trying to get to the right parts of the field. Leeds do look a little bit more physical in and around the middle and haven't struggled to get out their own half, but
yeah, this one went straight down the field and gave Ryan Hall a chance to get that one on the full. I think Castleford have been very good when they've been running from dummy half. I'd like to see Rangi Chase get in there. Here he goes back against the grain, trying to create something that's not really on there, and it gets intercepted. I think he needs to get on the ball a little bit more and maybe run from dummy half, because they look dangerous when they run from dummy half. Here he is on the other side of the game defensively, you know, just picking that ball up and grounding. He's a great reader of the game, Rangi Chase, and he did very, very well there to force a drop out and a try-scoring opportunity for Leeds.
Brian McDermott sitting there on a box in the middle of the Leeds dressing room, talking through them and what he wants from them in the second half. And Danny Buderis has been influential, the Leeds hooker.
He was killing them early on, wasn't he? This is an example of a couple of runs he had like that. He took the metres. That's a good 30-metre run that puts Leeds on the front foot. And when him and Burrow are out there together, they're probably showing the way that Castleford should be probably attempting to have a go at the game. Run a lot from dummy half, getting the back foot, and then play to their halves. And here he goes. And this is another great play from McGoldrick, because to all intents and purposes, Danny Buderis is over the line there, and that's a try-saver tackle and a half.
He's a physical guy, actually, McGoldrick, isn't he?
Yeah, he's had a couple of big spiral bombs that he's had to take, and he's turned up very, very well. A couple of good defensive plays. He's got himself right in the mode to play today.
Now, obviously, we can look at mistakes and say, gosh, could this have been done differently? And I wonder now whether Ben Jones-Bishop is regretting chipping here instead of running himself.
Yeah, I think he's a winger. He's in some space here. He's got Brett Ferris coming across there, and no disrespect to Brett Ferris, but he's a forward, a back rower. I think maybe he's a little bit more elusive there, the wing man, and I'm not sure he needed to put it on the toe there. Maybe a right foot step, or maybe even just turn the gas on and try and get past Ferris. And he kicked it 8 metres out from the line. I think he should have backed himself a little bit more. Look, good result there, you know, but we're asking players to make decisions in split seconds. It's not a poor decision, but maybe, you know, if he would have backed himself, it could have been a try.
No tries yet, so everything's still to play for as Castleford tried to make this Challenge Cup final and win it perhaps for the first time in 25 years. For Leeds, it's been 1999 when they last won the cup, and the man who lifted it on that occasion is with Damien now.
That's right, Iestyn Harris is with me. Iestyn, you've watched that first half. What do you make of Leeds' performance?
Well, I think Leeds have been pretty dominant. Certainly in the last 15 minutes, I thought Castleford had the early start of the game and really posed some problems for the Leeds defence. But as the game's progressed and the interchanges that Leeds have made have been very dominant, and they've allowed them to get on the front foot. And I think since Rob Burrows has jumped in at hooker, he's really injected some pace out of dummy half, and they start to look more and more positive. They've been unlucky with a couple of forward passes that could have been tries, and I think if it was a boxing match, you'd think that the other Castle would be against the ropes. So I think Leeds were pretty confident at half-time that they come out and continue that pressure.
Is there a fear, though, that Leeds might live to rue those missed chances?
I think there possibly will be, yeah, and I'm sure the Castleford coach will be talking about that and saying, look, we're only 2 points behind, and they've had a lot of pressure, so we are certainly in this game. You know, but the game of rugby league, when you create pressure and you create momentum, eventually the points will follow, and I think, you know, certainly watching the last 15 minutes of that half, you could see that them points were starting to come. The fact that they're in the lead as well and the 2 points in front will put them at ease and put them in a comfortable position, so they won't feel too agitated. And I feel as though Leeds are starting to be that dominant side and will score points in the second half.
From Cass's point of view, field position crucial.
Well, I think it is, and I think they've got to get the ball in Rangi Chase's hands as much as possible. Every time he's got the ball, he's creating problems for them. But to do that, you have to be in the right end of the field, and I think the back three from Castleford are important for them to get them on the front foot and allow them to kick the ball on the front foot, because they haven't put too much pressure on this Leeds side in the first half, and I think they certainly have to do that and create the field position, as you say. And if they can do that and Rangi Chase can get the ball in his hand, you know, they can certainly score points.
I have to ask you, you're the Crusaders coach, a traumatic time for you recently. They've withdrawn from Super League as of next season. Is there a future for rugby league in Wales?
I think Wales Rugby League are doing a lot of work, and they've done a lot of work over not only the last 6 years, the last 10 or 12 years. And you know, there's a great conveyor belt of youngsters that are starting to play the game of rugby league in Wales. There's a 16s, there's an 18s that are all building into a Welsh national side. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the Crusaders have fell out of Super League, and it is a bitter blow for Welsh Rugby League, but it certainly won't change the end goal of actually creating a strong national Welsh side. You know, we're in the Four Nations this year, and hopefully we can do well in that competition and show that there is a pathway to top class rugby league in Wales.
You've had talks this week with the Rugby Football League. You've intimated that something positive could come out of that. Can you tell us what?
Well, no, we're still talking at the moment. You know, the signs are positive, and you know we've had good communication with them. I'm hoping that something positive is going to come out the back of that. You know, the middle to the end of this week.
What about your own position, Yestin? I mean, do you foresee perhaps managing a side in the Championship?
Well, certainly not at this stage. You know, I want to coach in Super League. I want to coach at the top level. You know, I enjoy coaching. It's something I've been passionate about, and you know, hopefully I can continue to do that.
There are 3 or 4 vacancies out there.
Oh well, yeah. I'm still a young coach, and you know, I've still got a lot to learn in coaching, and you know, whether it's a head coach, assistant coach, or whatever it is, and you know, certainly, you know, want to stay at the top of the coaching ladder.
Has this been the toughest challenge in your career, certainly in your coaching career?
Oh, I think there's been you know, a lot of tough challenges at the Crusaders, and you know, I know Brian is in the studio, had a lot to deal with in his time in charge, and you know, certainly I've had as well. And, you know, it's disappointing that the Crusaders aren't going to be there for the next 3 years, but you know, something that we'll have to move on with, and hopefully all the players will sort themselves out and get into good clubs, and you know, the staff as well.
Thanks, Justin.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, very difficult time for all of them, and Brian, I know you feel a great deal of empathy for them. Gareth Thomas among those who's making decisions at the moment about where he'll go next.
Yeah, all the players was probably a primary concern as a coach, and the staff and the people, and then the spectators. Let's not forget, we discussed it yesterday, that 3,000 or 4,000 people rock up every week to watch and invest their money. Where's professional sport in North Wales? Where is it now? Rugby league particularly. However, you go back to the player scenario, and it can be quite heartbreaking, because everybody has a life to leave and a job to get and things like that. And in the manner in which it happened, I think, is the one that sticks in everybody's mouth. You know, the last second, the players were the last to know, which can't be right.
Desperate for all of them, and as Yestin was talking about the future of rugby league in Wales and the passion they still have for the game, but also they made reference there to the vacancies there will be in Super League next year, and it is going to be a real case of musical chairs, because among those departing is the Castleford coach, Terry Matteson. He's still in the changing room talking to his players, motivating them for the second half. There are going to be vacancies then at Castleford, at Wigan, at Hull KR, because Justin, you're going, at Wakefield because John Keir is going. You know, this could be very interesting.
New job club we're creating.
It is a little
We go
job
down
club.
there and have a coffee with each other and hold his head in our hands and say where we're going to next.
But obviously, can you give us any clues? Do you know what? Are you staying in this country first?
I'd love to stay in the country, yeah. I've really enjoyed coaching Super League and want to continue coaching in Super League, so hopefully we get something sorted out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, there's plenty, I'm sure, that would want you, and you too, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely, same sentiment as Justin. You want to coach at the highest level, and Super League in this country is a fabulous concept, and you know, I've missed it dearly.
Well, some of these Leeds players will most definitely be featuring come the autumn in the Four Nations tournament. Some of them will be playing for England, and Yestin Harris was mentioning that also Wales are involved, Australia and New Zealand as well. These are the matches that you can see live on the BBC. England against Wales on October the 29th, and England against Australia, that one at Wembley on November the 5th. Highlights on TV and on 5 Live as well. Full coverage across the BBC online as a superb service. So here we go. No tries yet. Leeds leading narrowly 2-0. Let's rejoin John and Ray.
And no tries as yet, as Claire says. Just that one penalty goal edging Leeds ahead as we begin the final 40 minutes to see who will join Wigan at Wembley in 3 weeks' time. Defence is John right on top. 182 tackles made and only 4 missed. That tells you something about the determination.
Yeah, it does. They're all committed to the cause. They all know there's a massive prize at the end of this, but technically it's been very good as well. Real impressed with the tackles that McGoldrick's made right on his own line, where he's tackled the ball and not worried about the player. But 40 minutes now, Ray, to decide who's lining up against Wigan.
And I'm sure, John, will have some tries in this second half, because, you know, the energy that has been used up there in that first 40 minutes and the heat down there, it must take a toll.
Well, it will do, yeah. There'll be some tired limbs out there, and the use of interchange will be very, very important as well. And be interested to see when Badeiros re-enters the fray for the Rhinos.
Stand up straight, Ryan.
Burrow with Maguire. Good running.
4, move!
Very good running there by Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Gets to the halfway line. Chris Clarkson. Well, nice slip of a pass. Sinfield has dropped it.
0.
I like the attitude.
Jackson, number 8, has picked it up.
I like the attitude of Jackson, Ray. He didn't ask questions, he just got hold of the ball and marched it forward on a 0 tackle.
I was only thinking at half-time, Castleford have always had a tradition for props. John Lee Crooks, Kevin Ward, Dennis Hartley, Brian Lockwood. And these three, Paul Jackson, Rob Parker and Ben Davis, they might not have the same aura as names, but my word, they've gone through a good 40 minutes here.
They've worked very, very hard indeed, and they'll have to maintain that for the rest of the game as well.
There is Jackson. On that 20-metre line, Ryan Hudson, Danny Orr, Stuart Jones, Castleford right into the attack. Orr again.
5, move, line, go back.
Rangi Chase, little grubber kick, Ben Jones Bishop picks it up well on, he's got away! Now then, he's only got McColdrick going across, can he edge him onto that touchline? He cuts inside, and he's outside again, and he beats another man, but he's down. Terrific recovery there by Castleford. Leeds now in full flow.
Magnificent run though, wasn't it, from George Bishop, and well done McGoldrick, but there's still ultimate the right
on. Oh, is he in the corner? No, he's in touch. The flag is up. Carl Ablett has not scored. Mr. Hicks right on the spot. The flag went up immediately. But that was a carbon copy of that Wigan Saints try.
It certainly was, but hasn't he done well here? And look who it is who's going across there to put the pressure on Ablett, but touch judge Carl Hicks has got it exactly right. Robert Hicks has got it exactly right. The foot on the sideline, but it was Danny Orr, and that shows how much it means, putting the pressure on Ablett, forcing Ablett out of bounds.
But you could see there with the touch judge, Mr. Hicks, he was looking nowhere else except that white line. He was looking for that to be broken, and that did the trick for Castleford.
He did a great job, but you know, again, Jones Bishop, he's looking the one most likely to break this stalemate, but good piece of work there from Mr. Hicks.
Castleford coming away there now. Here's a chance. Rangi Chase, has he got support inside him? Or has he delayed it too long? He's going himself. He's scored. Rangi Chase has scored. An amazing try from one end of the field to the other. Castleford are in the lead. I thought he'd made a mistake by not passing, but the confidence in this Kiwi is immense. His 36th try for Castleford, and has he ever scored a more important one? I would doubt it. The fans are delirious. They lead for the first time in this match by 4 points to 2.
And what a great try this was. They went down the short side, a little bit of a dummy. Sinfield took it, he used the right-hand fend, and look at his composure here. Ball in two hands, he's virtually teasing Brent Webb. He's telling him, I'm going to pass, I'm not going to pass. Then he just puts the foot down, and over he goes in the corner. A great individual try from Rangi Chase. He made it, he engineered the break, and he finished the break. Absolutely outstanding rugby league.
It certainly was. He moved the Leeds fullback in. Then when he went out, he just had the legs on him. And here is Kurt Dixon. Hardly any wind down there. Very, very good underfoot. But a difficult kick from the touchline. Has proved a very successful kicker for Castleford this season. Oh, he lofts it high, it's in the area. No, it's not, it's just to the left of those posts. But Castleford then have to be content with 4 points to 2. But what a lift from that man for the men in yellow.
Yeah, wasn't it a magnificent break there? You saw the right-hand fend after he'd shown the dummy to Sinfield. But I just love how he teases, he tantalises Brent Webb. And when he realises he's just bought himself enough space, he backs his pace to finish the try up. What a great try, and I think he enjoyed it, Ray.
He certainly did. And all the drama, all the talk about whether Rangi Chase was playing, whether he was in Australia or wherever he was certainly down that left touchline less than a minute ago.
Well, just a quick word on the messages from the two coaches at half-time. Castleford's Terry Mattison said, great defence, guys. Got to convert your pressure into points. We saw Rangi Chase do that with some aplomb a moment ago. For Leeds, the message from Brian McDermott, stretch the play, get the ball under control. And we saw a great example of that from Ben Jones-Bishop. But the message from Brian McDermott, should I say, is take your chances. Leeds have got to start doing that.
Leeds, I think, have got to start moving the ball about. For my money, they've battled too long and too far with Castleford around that ruck area.
Well, it's a war of attrition, Rain. It's an 80-minute game, so there's no need to panic. It's just 2-point deficit for the Rhinos. But Castleford will feel very, very happy with that try, and it should give them a lot more confidence.
Rob Burrow scampering away, beating man after man. Burrow looks to be the man to open anything up in midfield. Maguire. Araki. Still Leeds. On the last tackle. Burrow again. Webb. Nice little chip. Too hard.
Well, I cannot understand what Brent Webb was attempting to do there, because it showed a dummy, then put the chip kick in, and it was never really on. And Castle will be very happy that the pressure's been released.
Castleford just sensibly carrying the ball away with the first receiver while they regather. Jordan Thompson, the former Normanton Knights youngster in the England Academy side.
Move! Hold!
Milner. Oh.
Move! Hold!
Number 31 there, Ben Davies, having a good match on loan from Wigan.
He's having a very good game, and Rob Parker is as well, but here he goes again, the magician.
Oh, Chase, he's put him away. The backing in business here. Oh, he's lost it. He lost that there, did he?
He did, Ray. Good call.
Again, another good call on that far side.
You can see there, Chase once again opened it up, and then it was Youngquest out there on the wing. Offloaded the ball inside to Dixon, and Dixon just lost the ball in that collision there in the sort of cover tackle. But a half chance once again for Castleford. They're looking, Ray, at the minute the most promising side.
They certainly are.
Go on, Ryan! Out!
And Leeds forced to bring the ball away. Leeds will be looking for some inspiration. Terry Mattison there with Andy Hayes, assistant, contented. Got a long time remaining in this Carnegie Challenge Cup semi-final.
3, move, hold, go.
Burrow. Delaney.
Move!
These forwards making good ground there for Leeds.
That's an important call from the referee there. It was a big carry there from the second rower Delaney, who's returned from the substitutes bench, and you can see there as Ice has regained in his feet, he had one hand on the ball, interference at the play of the ball, and this is a marvellous opportunity for the Leeds Rhinos.
And a penalty like that, John, can just change the course of a game. Ball here now with Ian Kirk, plagued with injuries this last 12 months, but fit and ready now. Peacock charging for the line. It needs his leadership up front here now. 2 metres short. Burrow to Maguire. Sinfield. Webb. He's lost it.
Yeah,
he's giving a forward pass.
And I think he's right. It looks suspiciously forward there.
Little bit of a problem here with Danny Orr and
Danny Maguire.
Danny Maguire.
The two Dannys, yes, not the two Ronnies.
Carl Ablett just lifted him off and said, settle down. And they're shaking hands. It's nothing.
Yeah, and it's this pass here. Webb takes it right, and it's a mile forward, that one. And again, it may well have been a delayed call, but it was the correct one. And it was after the ball was spilled to the ground that we had the two Dannys having a little tete-a-tete.
All's well that ends well. Oh, that's looked a high tackle. The touch judge is on. Mr. Hicks has spotted it. Owen shrugging it off, but
Lower.
any tackle above the shoulder.
This is it here.
Maguire making a last-ditch clasp for Owen, but around the neck, that's a penalty.
Yeah, and a good decision once more.
Tempers flirting a little.
One. Move. Hold.
The sun's still beaming down here.
Two. Move.
No let up in this pace. Jones is acting half back to Martin Aspinwall.
Move. Hold, lads, hold.
Paul Jackson, Leeds born, but very much a Castleford man today. Just look at the ground he's making. They can't get this lad down.
Move. Back up. Back up.
Surely a candidate for any man of the match at the moment. Offside. And this Castleford pack, John, is providing big problems for Leeds.
It is, and that penalty for offside is down to Jackson, Ray, because he was working incessantly when he was carrying the ball after collision to get them forward, and you can see there's no doubt about it, the word offside, and interestingly, Castleford going to take the two there. So,
well, I was just going to ask you, John, what would you do? Is this worth a goal? I think it is at this stage in the game.
Well, I think points are at a premium, Ray, there's no doubt about that, and the interchanges are being eaten up. I think there's 8 on each side, so it really is. It's a war of attrition out there, and any points you can get are very, very important.
Kirk Dixon then, a lot of pressure on him. He has kicked some important goals this year, none more important. I don't remind John Keir of that goal in extra time over there at Bellevue, John, but here is another pressure kick. 25 metres out. He's kicked it. He's kicked it. The flags go high. Another 2 points for Castleford. 6 points to 2. And do those Castleford fans begin, as they've said all week, to dream for Wembley?
Well, I think they've been dreaming for Wembley for the past 2 weeks, Ray, but the reality dawns today. Can they actually achieve that dream? And with the scoreboard as it is, they can, but 27.5 minutes, Ray, there's a long time to go yet. And there'll be a lot of fatigue kicking in as well, especially the big guys, especially if Leeds have used, I think, 9 interchanges and Castleford 8 already.
A crowd of 13,158 enjoying themselves in the sunshine here. And just look at that second half possession, John.
Okay, walk away, Ryan.
Well, that's been reflected, Ray, now Castleford have dominated the first 12.5 minutes of this half.
Move. Hold. Go.
And Damien down there.
Yes, I've got Oliver Holmes from the Castleford squad here. Oliver, how did Cass hold on to this lead?
Oh, we've just got to defend it, Be smart with the ball, not make any mistakes, and play position down at their end.
Some try from Rangi Chase, wasn't it?
Oh, it was awesome. I thought he'd made wrong decision by dummying and not passing to Youngquist, but shows how much I know.
Some of you lads on the sidelines were predicting he'd get the first score.
Oh yeah, Big Dean Widders come up with a prediction that Rangi would get first score of half time, so credit to him.
Thanks, Oliver.
Cheers.
Good recovery there from Brent Webb, the New Zealand fullback.
2, move, hold, go.
Leeds are playing a lot of one-man rugby, John. It's most unlike Leeds.
Well, it's a semi-final, Ray. You can't go just throwing the ball about willy-nilly. There's got to be an element of composure, an element of structure within there, and you've got to have an element of faith in that what you've put into place is actually going to work eventually.
Well, I believe you.
5, move.
Buduris on the 5th tackle. Burrow. That's a good kick. McCaldrick is underneath it. Doesn't take it.
Backwards, it's still 5.
A chance, still 5th tackle. The kick, it's too hard.
Well, the lack of composure in some of these experienced Leeds Rhinos players Delaney there, he had men on his inside and he chose to kick the ball. You see that it's a good kick from Burrows, well contested by Jones Buchanan, but Rob Burrows was actually pleading with him to pass the ball, and he put boot to ball, and that's a half chance gone.
Move! Hold! Go!
Castleford content to play the ball around this ruck area, make Leeds tackle, tire them out.
4. Move! Go.
Played it by the Leeds Rhinos there.
Yeah. Still very few missed tackles. Sinfield.
2. Move! Stand square. Hold. Go. 2.
Jones Bishop coming into the acting half-back position, allowing one or two of these forwards to have a rest. Look to forward pass there, Peacock. Ryan Hall, who's hardly touched the ball, the England wingman. Big, powerful attacking force, but he's hardly been brought into this game.
Hold.
Not his fault.
Well, you feel Leeds are trying to win this game on their own, Ray, rather than playing it as a team and trying to create things as a group.
Maguire. McAldrick had a very sound, satisfactory game at full-back, this former Cronulla Sharks player.
Well, that's a silly penalty.
Oh.
A silly penalty. He's in possession of the ball, Ray. He's played the ball, and then he pushes the Leeds Rhino player over.
Rob Burrow is having discussions with
there's just no need for that, because he's done his job, and he's done his job very well all afternoon, Ryan McGoldrick.
Yeah.
And what it's done, it's given Leeds a really good opportunity, because they're starting this set 18 metres from the Castleford goal line.
Now Leeds are forgoing a possible 2 points. I'm sure Sinfield would have kicked that.
Goal line, lads.
They're going for the try. Can they get it?
2. Move! Line. Go.
Medeiros. Maguire. Can't get through. Good tackling there. 2 metres from that Castleford line. Sinfield again. Looks for Rob Burrow. Rob Burrow could be dangerous here. Brent Webb. Delaney. Can he get over? They've got to hold him up. Oh, they have done.
4. Move.
Magnificent defence there.
Joe Arundel. Battling for dear life there. Burrow trying to get over.
Move.
One more tackle remaining. Can Castleford hold out? Brent Webb, little grubber kick.
Well, that's another half chance, Ray. But Maguire there, he went through to follow the kick from Brent Webb.
Just couldn't pick it up, could he?
And it was a very difficult pick-up. But if you're going to get to Wembley, you've got to make those. And he just spilled the ball. And it's like Castleford have once again. What a cracking game this second half is turning out to be.
The second and minutes ticking down, coming up to the final 20 of this game, when these players should be feeling the effects. Aspinwall driving in. Castleford playing a very simple game here. What we have, we hold, especially when they're in their own territory.
Move! Go. 5.
That's a good carry, that. That's a very good carry on the 5th tackle.
Go. 5.
Oh, now then, play on.
It's a big effort, wasn't it, from Delaney there to get out and put the kicker, Danny Orr, under pressure, and the rewards a turnover in midfield.
Peacock, relentless there at first receiver, charging in. Couple of Wembley wins with Bradford, but none with Leeds. Kylie Lulawai. Leeds making good progress here.
Move!
Maguire. Burrow. Good ball.
4.
2 tackles remaining now.
Get square.
Castleford hanging in here. Medeiros.
Both tackle and a high tackle, Ray.
Tackle.
Well, at some stage, if Leeds are going to go to Wembley, Ray, they've got to take the opportunity that this field position is giving them, and it was Rob Parker there.
It's another set of 6 then for Leeds.
Hold!
2 sets, one after the other. That's difficult to defend against in this heat. Good long ball out there. Sinfield, nice inside. Oh, Peacock couldn't just get there. Terrific tackle again by that man Jackson. A switch of the ball. Rob Burrow looking for support. Darting, dodging. Oh, he's like a bumblebee going around here. Short to Sinfield. He can't get away. Terrific effort there from Aspinwall. Leeds inching closer. One tackle remaining. Desperate defence from Castleford here. Rob Burrow, little kick to the. Just too much weight on that ball, and Castleford hanging in there as Leeds throw everything at them.
Well, you can sense Leeds' urgency and commitment to win is obviously there. And you can see the sets defended there in your own half. Castleford 8 to Leeds 5, so it just shows how well Castleford are really working on that defensive structure to keep Leeds out. And I would have said after 60 minutes, Leeds would have been trialers in this semi-final.
In that final 20 minutes now, invariably the vital, crucial 20 minutes of any game.
Hold! Go.
Rob Parker, number 29, just arrived back on the pitch.
Move!
The last tackle in this sequence. Rangi Chase. That's a tricky ball. There are 2 Leeds players going up for it. Hall takes it well.
He did very well there because it was a good kick. He chased his own kick and there was other pressure. But it's now conversion now from when you've been defending to attacking. And there looks to me to be some tired Leeds bodies out there, Ray.
Move! Back up there. Hold.
Danny Badouris, former Newcastle Knights player. Delaney.
4! Move! Back up.
Peacock. The Leeds fans beginning to get behind their side. The last tackle of this sequence. Sinfield, lovely little chip over the top. Oh, but well taken. Well taken by Kirk Dixon. Danny Maguire was lurking there. He's got the speed to latch onto those kicks. Chase.
2. Move!
He did an excellent job, didn't he, Kirk Dixon there. It was a nice little kick, obviously a rehearsed little thing between the two of them, but Dixon read it so well and cleaned it up, and McGoldrick's becoming more and more involved. His work rate for a fullback has been phenomenal.
Castleford coach Terry Mattison putting 2 more forwards on. Davis and Thompson coming on now for the last 17, 18 minutes.
5! Move!
Working the interchanges.
Hold, Leeds. Hold. Go.
And Paul Jackson and Jones for a rest.
Clever kick.
As you say, John,
kick.
clever kick. Keeps Leeds penned in that corner.
Yeah, that's just what Castleford wanted. Put the ball out of play, walk to the scrum, get your defensive line set, get some oxygen in the lungs, and get ready for another big defensive set. Cracking game.
The Castleford fans behind the post, they're outstanding out of their seats. They're really beginning to think, can there be an upset here this afternoon? Leeds still struggling, looking for the first try of the match. Brent Webb.
1! Move! And hold.
Joe.
Watkins almost through there.
That's a penalty.
Tackle completed, wasn't it, Ray?
Yeah. The ball or the elbow of the tackling of the ball carrying arm hit the ground, I'm sure.
Yeah. Chase made the tackle. The tackle momentum
down,
stopped.
tackle
Arms taken, and it was after that point Chase took the ball.
Well, Terry Mattison was quite detached earlier on, sitting high in the sky. Well, he's going back up. He's obviously come down with some instructions.
What do you think his heart rate will be at this moment in time, Ray?
Perhaps the walkie-talkies have broken, John.
1. Move!
Leeds, though, still very much in this game. 4 points, absolutely no lead at all, with just 16 minutes remaining. Making ground now. Danny Maguire.
Move! 3. Go.
Peacock. On the charge again, he's made some space to Sinfield. Can he get it back to Burrow? Oh, Burrow scampering about. No, he's just held. Move! A metre short. Desperate, frantic defence here from the men in yellow. Kevin Sinfield again. Danny Maguire just overread him.
Good tackle by Danny Orr.
33 years of age, Danny Orr, 16 years in the sport and still going strong. Good ball picked up there by Richard Owen. Good running out.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a middle chase there for the Rhinos. The left-hand side chased it, the middle didn't. And Rangi chasing there at dummy half. And I'm with Justin Morgan. He needs to do that more often because they are making inroads for the Rhinos when they're picking up and scooting from dummy half.
Hold. Go. Good.
Castleford bringing this ball away. Challenge Cup final, Saturday 27th of August. We don't quite know yet who will be facing Wigan, but whichever side it is, it will be a cracker of a match. Oh, five! Just play on.
Not play that.
The ball wasn't played at, still the last tackle.
And he'll be quite satisfied, will Richie Owen, with that, because there's a scrappy end and he just decided to put the ball over the dead ball line so they can regroup and start defending once again. Haven't they defended so well, Castleford, today?
Move! Hold, Cass. Go. 2. Move.
As you said, John, Leeds look a little tired, don't they?
Go, 2, that's it.
Well, I think they're trying to solve the problems in ones rather than working as a group and offering options inside and outside and perhaps promoting an offload or two.
Here we are, Buduris with a good run from the in half-back position. Can he get it away? Yes, he does. Oh.
Move!
2 remaining in this sequence. 25 metres out. Rob Burrow gets it to Danny Maguire. Good ball out to Jones Buchanan. But again, 3 Castleford defenders there on the last tackle. Webb. A good left-footed kick. Oh, this is dangerous.
Play on!
Oh! Play on, says the referee. It went backwards. Can't be offside in the in-goal. Play on. Here is Rangi Chase again. Skipping, jumping around. Beautiful ball. Castleford are on the attack. Some of this Leeds side are walking back. Good tackle there from Webb. Needs a quick play the ball.
Marvellous counter-attack there, was it, from Chase and McGoldrick. Then it's all. Those three have been really, really important for the Tigers this afternoon.
Rob Parker. Adding all his bulk to that Castleford attack. Danny Orr. Aspinwall.
Move! Back up!
Still a couple of tackles in this sequence. Chase. High kick.
He'll be disappointed with that, though, Ray.
He will.
Too easy for Jones Bishop to take.
There was no pressure, was there?
Not at all, and back he is carrying the football.
Move!
Just less than 13 minutes remaining. Castleford still holding on to that 6 points to 2 lead. Just the one try by Rangi Chase. The difference. Rob Burrow. Delaney.
Move!
Still plenty of time for the magic of Burrow or Maguire or Sinfield. This midfield triangle for Leeds to triumph.
But they need options, Ray. They need people running off them, and that certainly won't help. Jones Buchanan there losing the ball, making an header, but it has worked very, very hard indeed as the second rower, Jamie Jones Buchanan. And again, it's a very good tackle from
Adam
Milner.
He's just 19 years of age, John.
He's had a cracker, I'll tell you, as well today. And time's running out for the Rhinos. They'll have to start working more and more and more for each other.
Well, I noticed in that last movement, Rob Burrow there shouting to his team, urging them, John, to move the ball more, as you were suggesting.
Well, it's down now where you've got to take the risk if you're going to get to a prize like that, and that may well be very, very important there. Richie Owen, a little aggrieved there with Phil Bentham's decision, but Phil Bentham pretty convinced that he lost the ball, but I'm not.
Well, I'm not convinced he lost the ball, but technically he never played it with his foot. But it's par for the course these days.
If you haven't played the ball properly with your foot, it's a penalty, Ray.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's par for the course, and no referees ever seem to pick it up.
That's a penalty. That's a penalty because there's interference.
Yeah. Now then, this should be interesting to see whether there was any interference.
Has it hit the cast man at all? Has he knocked into him?
In my opinion, he already lost it.
Before the cast man touched him? Okay, Rob. So, in your opinion, the cast man has not made any contact with the arm whatsoever?
That's right.
On his way back?
Yes.
Well,
I think that's debatable.
I think that Daniel was trying to get onside, but he certainly played at the arm. And I think the Leeds Rhinos will be pretty aggrieved with that, but the Castleford Tigers players and fans won't be worried.
Very, very contentious decision there. But this is what makes sport. This is what the Challenge Cup is all about. There's only one winner.
One, move! Hold, Leeds, hold, go.
Milner again.
Two.
Simple,
move.
steady rugby here from Castleford.
Go,
driving in at first receiver. Ben Davis.
Very good game, hasn't he, Ben Davis? It really has, and that really determined run there. It half-rolled the Leeds line. It forced Haraki to have a second effort.
It shows you something of the depth of the talent at Wigan at the moment when they can offload and loan this boy out.
Well, he could well end up playing in the final for Castleford against his parent club.
Well, he could. I just don't know what the arrangements are, though, John. You know, some on loans, they stop them, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But he's going for 2 points now, Danny R. Use his experience and...
yeah, well done, just look at that writing on Danny Orr's shirt. They're a special one celebrating his 400th career appearance. A record point scorer here for Castleford.
He'll remember it as well if they manage to achieve the prize and get to Wembley.
Kirk Dixon then. Kicking again for possible glory. 1 out of 2 so far. 35 metres out. 15 in from the far touchline. Oh, it's coming. It's there. It's an absolute beauty. The Castleford fans are absolutely ecstatic. Just look at that little lad bouncing up and down there. This is what rugby league means to a town like Castleford. 8 points to 2, less than 9 minutes remaining. All the pressure now on Leeds, one of the great sides of Challenge Cup rugby.
Well, in all honesty, Ray, you look at this and you think, where can Leeds conjure a try from? And even should the conjure a try and simply convert it, it's still even Stephen golden point job. So,
well, now could you stand another golden point job after your experience with Wakefield and Castleford?
I can now, Ray.
You can today, yes. Oh, that was a forward pass. No need to give that pass out, and he knows it.
Well, we've just been singing his praises, haven't we? But that was a big header there.
So, Terry Patterson and
heads in, lads.
his assistant there, Andy Hay, former Castleford second row, they both know how vital that mistake could be. 6 tackles here then to Leeds. What can Maguire and company conjure here? Cover tackle there from Joe Arundel. Webb. Delaney. He's lost the ball. Play on, says the referee. Baderas.
2. Move. Goal line. Get on the line. 2.
Difficult time here for Castleford. Maguire. Sinfield. Clarkson. Good ball. Watkins, has he flicked it out? Can he pick it up? He's over. He's over. At the corner. No hesitation there. Joel Bishop, he picked the ball up after. Watkins 18th try. Tremendous effort. And Leeds are back.
Yeah, well, the ball's moved left to right there. Wasn't the slickest of movement, and the ball hit the ground from Haraki, but a lovely bit of composure from Watkins there. Kept his hands away from the ball. You'll see it hits the ground from Haraki's offload, and he just keeps his hands away, shows composure picking it up, and finishes really well, 3 metres in from the sideline.
Yep.
And my word, good try from Callum Watkins, but this is pressure.
The skill of Haraki fooled me, John. I thought it was Callum Watkins. Such was the quality of that flick. Here is the kick. He's kicked it! Oh! Leeds are back in business. Kevin Sinfield, the record goal kicker for Leeds, shows his true mettle when the pressure is on from the touchline. He grabs another one, and we're all square here at the Keepmoat Stadium. A piece of sheer brilliance.
Yeah, the ball movement left to right. Haraki does a real good job there. Hits the collision, sucks Youngquest in, offloads the ball. Great composure from Watkins. Good pick up under pressure and a great finish. And Sinfield's kick, that is handling pressure at the highest level. What a finish we've got in store now, Ray.
Less than 6 minutes remaining, and suddenly Leeds look revitalised. Leeds now charging away. Badouris. And it's Castleford offside.
Clever
to play the ball.
Clever from Badouris there.
Yep.
He picked the ball up and made Parker get involved in his defensive duty, which bought the penalty. Will it be a drop goal this set, Ray?
Well, Kevin Sinfield, Danny Maguire, Burrow, all adept at drop goals. Sinfield with 26 goals in his career.
Well, they're taking it to central position, Ray.
They're going for it. Ball here now to Burrow. Burrow darting for the line. Move. I think they'll have a try as well if they can. Oh, he's lost it. That's a knock-on. No advantage.
Yeah, they went for broke there. Trying to crash over there on the goal line of Castleford. He picked out Ian Kirk, but Kirk couldn't reel the ball in. Just too much traffic there from the Castleford defence.
But John, you tend to lose the ball when you're so tired as well, and you can see a lot of tired men out there.
Well, there's fatigue, but there's also pressure from the defensive line. But Kevin Sinfield in the background, he was screaming at Badouris. He wanted the ball to slot a one-pointer over, but it wasn't to be. It's still 8-all. And 4.5 minutes left. Are we going to go into Golden Point, Ray?
Well, it looks at Castleford, of course. Let's remind our listeners that a Golden Point, a draw at half-time. There is no replay now. We turn round at full-time, and the team that scores first, whether it be a drop goal, a try, or a penalty goal, is the winner. Castleford already have achieved that once against John's side, Wakefield Trinity, and won by 20 points to 18. A two-pointer from Kirk Dixon.
But I don't think, Ray, to become obsessed with a drop goal. You've still to play field position and build that bit of pressure. But Leeds Rhinos, suddenly, they found an injection of energy from somewhere.
Well, they're stopping Castleford now from getting out of this half, aren't they? Chase is doing the best thing. A good kick, long kick, but they've got to get up there fast. Webb, he's got to make ground. He is doing. Good running by Webb.
Go.
Sinfield.
That's good play from Sinfield.
To Rob Burrow.
I think Burrow's been one of the better Leeds players, Ray. That's lots of cost.
Well.
His work rate's been phenomenal.
Badouris. Bale shrugs off one man, pounds off another. Terrific run there by Ryan Bailey. Now then, will they bring this ball in midfield? Peacock's going for the line, looks for support, trying to offload it. Milner clinging for dear life there. Two tackles remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Danny Maguire, they're moving it out wide. They can grab a kick. Oh, it's not there.
Well,
surrender.
They won't be happy with that decision, I'm certain, from Danny Maguire. There was one tackle left, and he went for broke for the try. And Chase defended once again very well, but
Chase is injured.
I think he's injured. I also think he's buying a moment or two for his groggy defence and his tired defence.
Well, there are one or two players just looking around on this field. They just had their hands on their knees.
Yeah, was that the right decision, though, Ray, from Maguire? There's one tackle after this as well, but he went for the grubber behind with Watkins chasing. But he did a good job, did Chase there, and complained of foul play from Watkins. That's
certainly
difficult.
Certainly the knee in the middle of
but that's on the
Chase's back.
That's on the slowed down action.
Yeah.
When we were just watching it with the naked eye, there looked to be nothing at all. It was just Chase's bravery at going down for the ball.
Yeah. When it's slowed down, John, things look worse. He's okay. He's up and running. Not exactly running, but he's up. Less than 3 minutes remaining. 8 apiece. Tense time for the coaches. Terry Matteson, who's given 6 good years at Castleford, leaves at the end of this year for back home in Australia.
Hang on. 1. Okay. Okay. Go.
A mighty battle, whatever. Whichever teams win, both have given their all.
Hold.
Leeds racing in off the line here now. They want to keep Castleford contained down here.
Move!
Well, it needs to be a good kick at the end of this set, Ray. It's absolutely vital, that.
McGoldrick.
5. Move! Hold! Go.
Danny Orr with a good kick.
He did really well there.
That's a long one. Sends Webb back.
Danny Orr did magnificently well there, Ray, because Castleford were penned on a sideline. And to get so much land there with that kick was very important.
Hold! Go!
2 minutes remaining. No set extra time periods. Just the first person or the team to score. The golden point.
3. Move! Get square!
Buderas just looking for instructions. Delaney. Will it be a last gasp drop goal attempt? Sinfield's weighing it up. Peacock. Good offload. Buderas again. Getting Leeds nearer to that. Play on, says the referee. Danny Maguire, it's all Leeds at the moment. Play on still.
Well, it's within range now, I'll tell you.
On the last tackle. Sinfield is coming for the drop goal. Here he is. Kevin Sinfield with the attack. Oh, it's chance down. And Danny picks it up. He'll not go the full length of the field. No, he won't. But a last gasp attempt here now, surely from Castleford. 55 seconds remaining.
Well, it's a full set for Castleford.
Well, John, I don't think they'll get a full set in.
No,
got to form a scrum.
I'm pretty certain they can get a couple of tackles to set the field position for the drop goal.
Well,
what an excellent work from Danny Orr there.
Tremendous.
Sinfield had set up for the drop goal. Both McGoldrick and Orr flew out of the line to put him under pressure. And then, what marvellous work from Orr to get Castleford that field position.
John, 16 years in the game, 33 years of age. You were talking earlier on about fitness. What an example there in those final seconds from Danny Orr.
Yeah. Well,
the last minute.
38 seconds to win the game.
Drive it in.
Move! Go!
30 seconds. They're going towards the post. Who is going to accept the responsibility? Who's going to be the man to do it? Danny Orr tries to go through. It's got to be Rangi Chase. He's standing back. This must be the one. Here he is. Oh, he's missed it. It's gone to the left-hand side of the post. We will be in to extra time. There's no doubt about that now. The seconds ticking away. And we can't restart the game. Time for a little rest for all the players. But this tie yet to be decided. The first to score a golden point, be it drop goal, penalty goal or try, will settle this tie. And the score still stands at Castleford 8, Leeds 8. And And Terry Matteson coming down, time for a word from the coaches with their sides. And what do our experts in the studio think?
Well, Brian Noble and Justin Morgan watching this utterly enthralled. And Justin, you said it's not the greatest match in terms of quality, but my word, isn't it intense?
Fantastically intense. Great spectacle, I suppose, in terms of, you know, tension and pressure and so forth. But I think this period here, defence is going to be the key. You've got to defend. You've got to stop the opposition team from getting in field position to kick a field goal. That's what you have to do.
And they are out on their feet, aren't they, Brian? Everybody's knackered.
Well, both teams, and Leeds, you would say, probably look like they have the most energy. They've got down there a couple of times, and Cass have come up with a couple of plays to get them down the other way. The charge down from Danny Orr, and everybody's on their feet. Did it happen or didn't it happen?
Well, two just brilliant pieces of play that we saw. It took until 44 minutes for a try to be scored. It was Castleford with a break from Rangi Chase. He ran 80 minutes. I mean, you could say that this is try of the tournament.
Well, he picks out Clarkson, who's late back in the line, and he's just got too much leg for a speed for him. But what he does afterwards, he turns Brent Webb inside, outside, and in my lady's chamber. He just stood him up and got him into the corner, because by all intents and purposes you would have expected him to pass there, but that's confidence.
And Callum Watkins here scoring for Leeds. And the Sinfield conversion was immense, because look, it's right over there on the right-hand touchline, and Sinfield here, shades of that semi-final kick that he took back in 2003, wasn't it? I mean, he's some man under pressure.
Who would have thought it would have taken 70-odd minutes for Leeds to score a try? This is a great opportunity for Castleford here via Chase. But some credit there to the Leeds markers, putting some pressure on there and putting him under some pressure, and he just kicked it to the side there. But fantastic effort from Castleford. They thoroughly deserve to be in this golden point situation. They defended fantastically entire match so far on their goal line. They've put everything into this match, and be interested to see how it pans out.
The players trying to take on as much liquid as they possibly can. It is very, very hot out there and dehydrating. They are exhausted. We're going to Golden Point in this second Carnegie Challenge Cup semi-final. We had a Golden Point match when Castleford played Wakefield in the 5th round. Kirk Dixon finally got the goal. It was pretty awful ping-pong stuff. So expect from both sides they're going to try and get into a position where they can go for a drop goal, and all sorts of things can happen here. But it will be whichever side has the energy left to do something, because it's not even a case anymore of being 80 minutes away from Wembley. They've played the 80 minutes. They could be a minute away, they could be 20 minutes away. However long it takes the first side to score a point. Let's rejoin John Keir and Ray French.
Well, who will be the hero of the match? Will it be that man, Kevin Sinfield? Will it be Rangi Chase or Danny Orr? We'll know very, very quickly. Don't forget, the normal interchange pattern is allowed, and another extra 3 interchanges are also allowed to cater for extra time. 334 tackles made, only 13 missed. John, some of these players will be almost out on their feet.
They will be on their feet, but I'll tell you what, if you're saying you've got an opportunity to play at Wembley, if you just push yourself through that pain barrier, they'll accept that and they'll work their socks off to get there. We're in for a really, really, really exciting end to this semi-final.
Now, as coach of a defeated side, John, with Wakefield against Castleford in a golden point decision, what do? Do you play your normal style of rugby? Do you move it around, or do you just go downfield and just go for the drop goal?
Well, I thought we made a mistake for Wakefield. We should have played the normal type of rugby rather than going for the ping-pong effect of a drop goal, and that's what Castleford have decided to do. They've tried to buy the land there with low-risk plays, and then a kick over the dead ball, and they're saying to Leeds, if you're going to get anything, you've got to come 80 metres to get it.
You're not square, stay out.
Leeds then have got to get back another 80 metres downfield. Castleford will be determined here to keep them down here. If they can keep them into the Leeds half, then all the better for advancing when it's their set of 6.
Well, there's very little yardage made the first 2 carries there from the Rhinos, so Castleford will be very happy with what they've done in the first 3 tackles of this set.
3 tackles gone. Baduras looks for Sinfield. Determined running from Kevin Sinfield. Can he get the ball away? Oh, he couldn't. Baduras was back inside him. Maguire was on his outside. But that was a good break by Sinfield. Maguire. Nice thing to do it. Danny Maguire. Oh, he's lost the ball. Now then.
Well, will he give a penalty?
Was it a high tackle?
Will he give a penalty for a high tackle?
This is a massive decision on the referee here. It is a high tackle. Will Kevin Sinfield go for goal?
Well, it was a great break, first from Sinfield, then Maguire backing up on the next play, and no doubt about it, the right foot step, wrong-footed McGoldrick. McGoldrick went high, it was a penalty, and we've just said about Sinfield having pressure to tie the scores. There's pressure now to win this game.
Yep. And Terry Matteson, 6 years, good years at Castleford, could be all over with this kick. A despairing clutch at Maguire as he went inside from McGoldrick. Judged by the referee, Phil Bentham, to be a penalty. And Kevin Sinfield set for the kick that could take Leeds to Wembley. All the pressure on this man, but he is a man who absorbs the pressure. He's kicked it! Kevin Sinfield has kicked the winning goal. Castleford can hardly believe it. One or two of their players collapse to the ground. Some of their fans are in tears. It's not been the greatest of games in terms of spectacular rugby, but what a battle, what a war of attrition. And Ronnie the Rhino is urging those Leeds fans, Sinfield, the hero of the hour, he will take Leeds to Wembley.
Yeah, and Kevin Sinfield has been the Carnegie Challenge Cup semi-final man of the match, simply because he's coped with the pressure with two immense goal kicks. It's been a very even contest, been lots of good performances individually. He's contributed greatly as Kevin Sinfield, but those two kicks, firstly to tie the score, secondly to win the game, earned Kevin Sinfield quite rightly the Carnegie Challenge Cup man of the match.
And it was Castleford, 72 minutes into this game, on the way to Wembley, leading by 8 points to 2. Watkins scored, Sinfield added the goal from the touchline, and Sinfield, the prolific point scorer, more points than anybody else in Super League. Record goal scorer for Leeds, the hero here at the Keepmoat Stadium. Wonderful effort. And Leeds on the way to face Wigan at Wembley in 3 weeks' time.
Kevin Sinfield, congratulations, you're through to Wembley. Talk us through your thought processes for that kick.
Stay as hard as you can and hope for the best. I practiced quite a lot, but I suppose for days out today, but I thought Cass were outstanding and probably didn't deserve to lose, and thankfully we had enough in the end.
It wasn't a vintage Leeds performance, was it?
No, that's the story of our season. We've been inconsistent too many times, and we had spells and some good stuff for 5 or 10 minutes, and we'd be awful again. So there's loads to work on. The character in our group's fantastic. So we keep pulling out results and working together, and we do that. We'll be there or thereabouts.
There must have been times when you thought the score wasn't going to come to pull it back.
Yeah, well, like I said, I thought Cass were outstanding. They gave us everything they had, and that Rangi chase were brilliant as well. So. When we went 8-2 behind, looked pretty ominous for us, so thankfully, like I said, the character in our group came through.
Congratulations, you're the Carnegie man of the match. Well done, Kevin. Danny Badeiras is with us. Danny, what a way to go through to Wembley.
Yeah, well, you see Kevy stays behind after training every day and pots those goals, and as you see today, they're invaluable.
Did you always know he was going to kick it?
Well, he kicks him from the sideline, and that was probably a harder kick for him, but the pressure and all that's a real captain's knock, and to send you through to Wembley, it's a pretty good occasion.
The blood on your nose tells a story. It was a bruising encounter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I got to give it to Cass. Their fans came, and there's a real good atmosphere out here, and they're dummy up fronting and things like that. It was a real good battle, and we got to improve to be a real, very good Wigan team.
You had to be patient today, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a patient sort of game for us. We stuck at our plan. At times we went a bit astray with our passing from. We got a lot of different shapes in good ball, and at times it wasn't good today.
Well done, Danny. Congratulations. Robbie Burrows here. Congratulations, Robbie. You're through to the final again. You deserve to, in your career, finally get one, don't you?
Yeah, it's certainly something this sort of team's looking for. We've had success, but now the Challenge Cup, so we're really looking to get that one.
Just how tough an encounter was it with your local rivals this afternoon?
Leeds and Cas games are always really tough, and you know, all credit to Cas. They were fantastic today, and the better team for large parts. But you know, the team spirit we've got here is really good, so it got us through.
As you approached extra time, it's fair to say both teams looked out on their feet. Is that the way you felt?
I think that's testimony to the sort of pace of the game. You know, right from minute 1 to minute 80, it was pretty top pace. So you know, both teams deserve a shake in them, I think.
What are your thoughts now about facing Wigan in the final in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, really excited about it, and games like this in Wembley are what you play rugby for, so you know, the boys will be really looking forward to it.
Well done, Robbie, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys, cheers.
Well, Leeds have lost their last 4 Challenge Cup finals. They will be desperate to turn that around, but very muted celebrations among the players. Nothing like the Wigan players yesterday, mainly because they're exhausted. They haven't got the energy to jump up and down and hug each other. But it really matters to them. You have to feel sorry for these Castleford players. What an effort from them. They matched Leeds. They looked the better side in many passages of play. They put everything into that, and just desperate to walk away with nothing. And it's when you see, you know, big physical powerful men like this just wrecked emotionally out there, it's really hard to take. And Brian Noble and Justin Morgan watching this, and you know, you were cheering encouragement to Castleford, Justin, and in many ways I feel a lot of people will think they deserve to win.
I think they were the better side. I thought they defended it fantastically. There was moments in the first half where Leeds had the ball consecutive for 5 or 6 minutes and they defended. Second half defended. I just thought they deserved it. And but look, Leeds, they come up with the big plays. You know, great break by Sinfield and then by Maguire when it was needed, and great
Kevin.
kick from Kevin.
He must be waving to family members there.
Yeah, he must be, and you can see by the muted celebration of Leeds, they know what tussle they've had today, and probably got out of jail free.
The Castleford captain Danny Orr is now with Damien.
Commiserations, Danny. A very cruel way to lose a semi-final.
Yeah, you know, I think any semis, it's not nice to lose, to be honest. It's an awful feeling. You know, unfortunately, I've been on the end of a few of them, so it don't get any easier, I can show you that.
At 8-2, did you think you were through?
I didn't think we were through. I thought we were in a really good position to go through. We just, you know, we made an error in our own 20 and we let them back into the game, and after a really important time, you know, we kicked the penalty and we should have kicked on from there and got some good field position and put them under pressure, but you know, that's rugby for you.
Cas have got some form in these golden point things, extra time and all that. Did you feel that approaching extra time, that was your best chance?
I thought before, you know, to be honest, we at 8-2 we were in a really good position. We just made some errors. We made an error in the extra time there, and you can't give a quality player like Sidney that opportunity to kick goals, because he does that for fun.
There was obviously tremendous passion surrounding this game, Terry Mattison leaving at the end of the season and so on, but you seem to channel that emotion really well into the game.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're a good team, you know. I thought, you know, Terry leaving, it would have been great to send him off with a final and hopefully, you know, win some silverware, but you know, it's not to be, but we've got to pick ourselves up now and we've still got a lot to play for.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Danny Orr expressing his disappointment for Terry Mattison that they couldn't do it for him, and there he is. He'll try and console his players as best he can, because my word, didn't they try. He leaves at the end of the season. Neil Colborne says, unlucky Cas, didn't deserve to lose that game. These comments coming through Twitter. If you put hashtag BBC Rugby League, you can share with each other what you all feel about the match. And Ian Bolland says, cruel on Cas, great nerve from Sinfield, should be a cracking final. And indeed it will be, and we will be there live on the BBC. It is in 20 days' time. August the 27th, it'll be on BBC One, Wigan Warriors against Leeds Rhinos. The match was won with, well, through the boot of Kevin Sinfield, but it wasn't just the way that he took that penalty, it was also the break that he made to make sure that Leeds were close enough that, if anything, if either he got an opportunity to drop goal, he could take it, or indeed if a penalty was awarded. And Paul Boothman says, don't care how much surgery I have to have, Kevin Sinfield, I will have your babies. And I think an awful lot of Leeds fans will feel that way. It was incredible.
Yeah, good break on the back of Sinfield's run there by Maguire, and McGoldrick's gone for a shot on the ball and he's just mistimed it a little bit, got him a little bit high. You know, brave to give a penalty in that situation from the referee, but I think the replay shows that it was a high one and deserved the penalty.
And isn't he good here, Brian?
It was a steal. Yeah, you backed him in every second of that kick, and he wasn't going to miss it, was it?
And it will be very interesting to see how they are. I mean, look how cool he is afterwards as well. He doesn't want to get over-emotional about it, about the Challenge Cup this year. And I wonder whether they've learnt a lot from last year.
I think that's the element of humility that is Kevin Sinfield as well. You know, you don't want to gloat on the fact they know they've been in a hell of a tussle today, and a hell of a fight, and Cass on any other given day might have come through the other side as winners. And this is what it means to the Leeds team in the changing room, and they'll certainly be tired tonight. It's a big one for Brian McDermott, who's had his critics, as you know, through the year at certain times. He's come through that now. They're in a Wembley final, and he's been in the Challenge Cup final and won it.
It's a dance as well as a song.
Yeah, it's a nice little dance there, isn't it?
It is.
I don't
Looks
know
like
what
a
the actions are, but yeah.
It's the hokey cokey.
It's very good, very nice.
Well, they have every right to dance away because, you know, it was tight and it was very, very tense, and there were few moments of what one would call great flair. But my word, it was just dramatic to the last.
It was a great, great finish to the game. As we said, it wasn't, you know, classic rugby league game. There was a lot of mistakes and penalties, but it was tense, and it was, you know, points towards a good final in about 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen that over both semi-finals, actually. Neither of them in particularly high scoring.
No, the final should be spectacular because Leeds have to raise their game to beat an awesome Wigan side from yesterday.
Well, it means that it will be Wigan going for a record extending 18th success in the Challenge Cup. Leeds will be going for a 12th. It's a replay of the 94 and 95 finals. Both of those were won by Wigan, but Leeds will be very much hoping that they can turn that around and that this set of players can come home with the cup. We will see you at Wembley. Bye-bye.
My name's Wyn Evans, I'm an opera singer, and I'm also the man with the tash that's on your TV every 5 minutes. If I'm totally honest with you, I'm feeling a bit nervous. I've arrived near somewhere that I should know a lot about, but I don't. I'm like a fish out of water. Even more worryingly, I'm giving a concert here in 2 days' time, and I've no real idea what this thing is about. This thing, by the way, is Europe's biggest cultural festival, the National Eisteddfod of Wales.